Hello there, this is Professor Warsi. Today we are going to learn the present perfect progressive tense. Okay? This is the fourth type of the present tense. We have studied the simple present tense. We also studied the present progressive tense. Then we studied the present perfect tense. Now we're going to learn the fourth type of the present progressive tense. Okay? Learn how to describe ongoing actions with context. Remember, the present perfect tense is about actions that have just completed, that just have been finished. And the present perfect progressive tense is used to describe ongoing actions, actions that are happening still, but they have not finished. I have been studying for 6 hours. This is one example. What does that mean? That the person has not stopped studying. They started studying 6 hours ago and they are still studying. I have been studying for 6 hours, right? I can tell you that I have been teaching for 38 years, right? But I haven't stopped teaching. I'm still teaching and I will continue to teach. I have not been sleeping well, You don't look too good. What happened? I have not been sleeping well. Have you been working? That's a question form. Okay? So let's start. Today's objectives are to understand the structure of the present perfect progressive tense. So first we will learn how to form the present perfect progressive tense. We will also learn when to use this tense, learn its uses and context, and we will practice. We will do some exercises forming and using this tense, okay? And I'll give you a quiz maybe at the end. All right, so let's begin. What is the present perfect progressive tense? This tense is used to describe actions that started in the past and are still continuing. Actions that have recently stopped but have a visible result. For example, she has been reading for 2 hours. So this action started in the past and it's still continuing, meaning the person has not stopped reading. They have been working hard all day, right? This action started in the past and they're still working hard. They have not stopped working hard. So that is the present perfect progressive tense. Okay, what's the structure of this tense? In the affirmative, this is the subject that begins the sentence, followed by have or has, I have, they have, we have, and then has, she has, he has, Peter has, Christina has, followed by been, that's important, and then finally a verb with the ing suffix. So let's look at some examples of affirmative sentences. I have been studying, right? I have been doing my homework. Negative, that's easy. Remember, if you took my previous lessons, you already know. All you have to do is just add not. So he has not been sleeping, right? He has been sleeping. He has not been sleeping. And how do we make a question in the present perfect progressive tense? Again, we move the helping verb to the front of the sentence. Have you been working? You have been working. Have you been working? Okay? And then we will go over each type separately. So when to use the present progressive tense? Okay? We use the present progressive tense to emphasize duration. What's the example? They have been waiting for 3 hours. Number 2, actions affecting the present moment. I am tired because I have been working. Oh, you look tired. Are you okay? Is everything okay? You look really tired. I know, I'm tired because I have been working. You could say I've been working all day. A temporary situation. We've been living in the city for a month, right? But we're still living in the city. We have not moved out of the city. We're still live in the city. But you give a duration. You say, we have been living in the city for a month. I have been living in New York for 20 years. Okay? All right. Ongoing action. She has been practicing the piano since morning. So it's important to realize that the action hasn't finished yet. She has not stopped practicing the piano. I have been waiting at the bus stop since morning. The bus is running late. It still hasn't come. We have been working on this project all week. He has been playing the guitar for 2 hours. He's still playing the guitar, right? He has not stopped playing the guitar. We have been talking about moving to a new city lately. We haven't moved to a new city yet, but we have been talking about it. We have not made a decision. We have been talking about moving to a new city lately. All right? So far, so good. Let's do an exercise. Read the sentences below. There are 5 sentences I need you to read carefully and decide whether each one shows an ongoing action in the present perfect progressive tense. Write yes if it's in the present progressive tense and it shows an ongoing action, and no if it does not. Okay? I'll show you the answers. So if this is not clear to you, give it a try anyway. Try doing these exercises and I'll show you the answers. Okay. I'll give you some time to finish this exercise. Okay, she has been reading that novel for 2 days. Remember, she has been reading. So that is an ongoing action, meaning she has not finished reading the novel. So the first one is in the present perfect progressive tense. Yes, ongoing action. They have eaten lunch already. No, the action is completed, right? So it's not progressive. Remember that for there to be a present perfect progressive tense, the verb must be in the ing form. As you see in the first one, she has been reading, not she has read the novel. So the action is still ongoing. Okay, number 3 is yes, we have been cleaning the house. I have been exercising regularly this month. What do you see common? 1, 3, and 5, all of the verbs have the ing suffix, the ing ending, right? Reading, cleaning, exercising. Very good. Okay, let's move forward. Recent action affecting the present. So the action is still happening. It started in the past, maybe 15 minutes ago or maybe an hour ago, but it's still happening, it's still going on. She has been crying and her eyes are still red. The eyes are very, very red because she has been crying. I have been running, so I'm really tired now. It's a recent action that is affecting the present. They have been arguing and the tension is obvious. So they just argued, about something controversial maybe. They have been arguing and you walk into the room and they're there, all upset, maybe angry, and the tension is obvious. They both look very tense. He has been working in the garden. So it's just a recent action. It's just finished working in the garden and his clothes are dirty. We've been cooking and the kitchen smells amazing, right? This person maybe made lasagna or chicken or something, or fish maybe, and the smell is just amazing. Okay, so that's the recent action affecting the present. Okay, let's move on. Complete this exercise. Okay, you just did one earlier. Now I'm asking you to identify the recent action affecting the present. So read the sentences, decide whether each one shows a recent action that still has a visible effect in the present. Like, he has been working in the garden, so his clothes are still dirty. They're dirty. They're not clean because the person had been working in the garden, right? Yes, if you think that sentence is a recent action affecting the present. No, if it does not. So there are 5 sentences. Let's do this together because I'll show you the answers. I'll go over the answers with you and you will have a much better understanding of how to use the present perfect progressive tense to refer to a recent action. Okay, these are the answers. 1, 2, and 4. Okay, they are in the present perfect progressive tense, showing a recent action. Yeah? Number 1, paint is still on her hands, notes are still scattered, and he or she is still out of breath, panting, right? Because they just finished running. So that was a recent action. Okay? An ongoing temporary action. They have been building a new house near the lake. She has been taking extra classes this semester. We have been repairing the roof for the past few days. He has been working on a painting all week. and I've been practicing the piano for an upcoming recital. Okay, so these are all ongoing temporary action, meaning they will not continue to happen, but these are all ongoing. They're temporary. They will not continue to happen for a long, long, long time. They will be finished at some point in the future. Number one, they have been building a new house near the lake. She has been taking extra classes this semester. We have been repairing the roof for the past few days. He has been working on a painting all week. I've been practicing the piano for an upcoming recital. Do you see something common? They all have, the verbs all have the ing ending: building, taking, repairing, working, and practicing the piano. All right? Okay, so far so good. Let's do an exercise now. Read the sentences, and again, just as you did with the previous exercise, this time I need you to read and write either yes or no. If the sentence is in the present perfect progressive tense, you say yes, and if it's not, then you write no. Simple, right? And now that you have done 2 exercises before, you should have a much easier time completing this exercise. Let's do the 5 sentences. Okay? So I'll wait. Give yourself some time to complete this exercise and do a good job. Okay, number 1, 2, and 4 are in the present perfect progressive tense. You can tell number 1 is reading, number 2 is building, number 4 is preparing, but number 2 and 5, number 3, he has known. That's an irregular verb. Know, knew, known. And number 5 is also not in the present perfect progressive tense because it says I have owned. And you could tell because it has the ed past suffix that this action, I have owned this car for 10 years. That's a present perfect tense. I have seen. I have owned this car for 10 years. So the person still owns it, but there's no progressive, perfect progressive tense. Okay? So let's do this final quiz. It's a short quiz. I'm giving you the same quiz, more or less, every time when you take a lesson in the verb tenses with me. She, blank, worked here for 5 years. You have 2 choices. You have to pick one. That is correct. Okay? So fill in the blanks. And as always, I'll show you the answers. So 1 is A, has been working. 2 is A, they have not been studying for their exams. And 3 is also A. Right? Have you been practicing your speech? That's a question. If you notice, the first one is an affirmative sentence, the second is a negative sentence, and the third one is a question. Okay? Good job. So far, so good. All right, let's wrap up the lesson. Let's go over some key points. The present, when do we use the present perfect progressive tense? We use it for ongoing or something that has just been completed, a recently completed action. The structure of the present perfect progressive tense is you start with a sentence with a subject followed by have or has, and it has a been. Remember, I have been studying. She has been working. They have been waiting. Okay, so these are some examples of the present perfect progressive tense. If you want, you can retake this lesson, go all the way back to the beginning of the lesson and retake it. Do the exercise again, especially if you made a few mistakes, which is fine, right? We all make mistakes. That's just fine. And any questions, feel free to ask. All right.